And then a homesick really deep got me, and I was quite sad in the first weekend because I was not. Even the food was completely different. Everything was different. Everything. So it was quite difficult in the beginning, but after I start to understand more the culture, understand more the people, understand more the food, and then start to be more easy.
Can you mention some culture differences? Any you see?
Well, the most shocking for me was to hug people. I am from Brazil. I am from a country that hug and give 3 kisses in the face. Just show that I care people. Don't means nothing sexual or something. And I came here. Of course, I was not doing on the streets, but I thought at least in my organization I could be myself, my culture. They work with foreign people, so they will understand the cultural differences. And I was hugging and giving 3 kisses to everyone. And of course, we never kiss men. We are not like Italians. We just hug the men or shake their hands. But everyone were like, oh, what he is wanting from me, I don't know. And it was quite difficult to manage that. Then I realized that, okay, I cannot be Brazilian here. I have to try to integrate. I was trying to integrate before, but then I decided to not give kisses to anyone. Just for the ones that understand that, and you, for example, I can give you a kiss in your cheeks and you are not saying nothing. But yeah, other things that are completely different. Food, for example. People here eat too much mayonnaise and too much cream, and you can see the result. I was not like this before, and it's completely different. It's difficult to adapt your food, you know. And then I decided to start to cook by myself. Well, I was even saving a bit money for that, but then you don't find the things that you usually eat. Here in Latvia, for example, if you want to make salad, there is just one green leaf called salati, and just I was looking for, and there is no. And okay, Brazil, tropical country, big country, we have a lot of different kind of green leaves to eat. Other things like cauliflower, people just eat the white part of the cauliflower. They never eat the leaves of the cauliflower. And it's in the leaves that you have the most protein, most vitamins and minerals, and we do that in Brazil. We eat the leaves of the carrots, for example. And here people throw the garbage. Yeah, but the food, the language, when I start to understand the things, then I start to understand that they are not so different. In fact, there's a lot of words that they are like international. Most the scientific words, and organizacja, for example. Organização in Portuguese, organization in English. So you have just to understand how to change the modulation, and the things are going to be better.
Did you have any Latvian lessons when you came?
Well, I have, but as it was an international organization, my teacher was abroad all the time for seminars, so I didn't have from my point of view, I didn't have a good lesson for Latvian. My Latvian is from Maximum, talking with the ladies in Maximum. I was going there and I was saying, Labdien, es gribu lielopu gala, and then the ladies, ne gala, gaia. Ah, yeah, Ludzo. Yeah. And then with time I start to say Kayet, Bamiet Labi, and that kind of things. And the ladies in Maxima always loved to talk with me. Maxima because it was the closest shop that I went, but people in Rimi, in Elvi, everyone there, when they see that you are trying to talk, they are really kind to you to help. Yeah.
Did you have any like lessons or something, whatever, about Latvian culture or something?
Well, before come to Latvia, I knew a bit about Latvia by myself, because I was a nerd in the school. Instead to be playing football, I was going to the library to read. And so I knew it about the Baltic states, the Soviet Union, the old histories. But before come to Latvia, my organization in Brazil, they provide for the exchange a seminar where they put everything together, the cultural differences, the everything that you can imagine that a volunteer would need. And then they gave me more information about Latvia, for example. But of course, the information that they gave me is the information of a foreign guy looking to Latvia. It's not the same. It will never be the same. If you are going to study about Brazil and Latvia, for example, you are going to learn what Latvian knows about Brazil, not what is really Brazil. And just here in Latvia, I could understand some things. There's things that I still don't understand, but...
For example, could you name some?
It's difficult to think now, but... It's difficult to name now, but mostly about relations that, okay, is the most difference, the biggest difference about Brazil and Latvia is that we show more our feelings. At least I understand like that. Maybe Latvians show their feelings, but I don't understand how. But we hug, we kiss, we say I like you, you are really nice. And with Latvian people, this process is a bit slower, it's different. I still don't understand how to communicate using yourself, you know.
What about young people, precisely, in Brazil and in Latvia? Are there any differences in lifestyles and thinking and everything?
Well, in Brazil now we are passing through a revolution. Brazil in the past it was a military dictature, 64 to 85. So we had our Soviet Union, not socialist, capitalist. It's a bit different. And in the past, the youth were the students, the youth, the self-employed people that have a bit of knowledge, and even the ones that they don't care nothing. They were not enjoying the situation, and they were fighting more for their rights. Then it was in the 70s. Then in the end, 80s, we got free from dictature, and it was the beginning of the democracy again. 20 years without vote, and our first possibility. So people were really wanting to do something. And then the first president was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible and no one liked. But even to take off the president, people were moving, were doing something. And we could, with time, take off the president, came a new one. And then the youth start to lose their appetite for changes. Okay, I cannot complain MTV or video games, but they prefer to be playing video game in home than to go to learn something. And we are passing through a revolution now that the youth don't care anymore. They say all the politicians are terrible, all the old people are terrible, but they don't do nothing to change the situation. In Latvia, I saw something similar. Of course, with a different background, a different situation. But in Latvia, I saw that some, not all, some youth, they have the same thinking about their fathers.